Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are talking about more tennis betting strategies. I'm going to give you guys a look through at how I find winning tennis picks during the North American hardcourt swing, which runs through August to mid-September every year. Basically, it's the tournaments running up to the US Open and the US Open. We're getting close to that time of year right now, so I wanted to use this time to rehash how I find winning tennis picks during this time of the season. If you're new to the channel, I'm House RM. I've been making sports betting content and posting plays for the last 9 years. I've been profitable in all 9 of those years. I run a Discord server. If you just want to see my picks, though, and if you don't want to learn the strategy or anything, there's a link in the description below that gets you a 7-day free trial to just see my picks every day. I don't do tennis parlays every day. There's tennis, there's WNBA, there's NFL, NBA, and college football that I do throughout the year. So if that's something that interests you and you don't want to do the research yourself, just use the link in the description below and you'll get that 7-day free trial. But otherwise, this video is going to focus on how I find winning tennis picks during this North American hardcourt season. Alright, so if you've seen any of my previous videos where I've talked about, the way I make my parlays for the WTA, or even my live betting strategy too for tennis, there's a couple videos on my channel. If you haven't seen them yet, head over there, subscribe while you're there, and you can check out all of the strategy videos that I come out with. I have some on tennis, some on WNBA, some NBA, and some NFL too. I'll be coming out with my this year's NFL video probably in the next couple weeks because it's running up to the season right now. But anyways, for tennis, if you've seen my stuff before, you know that tennisabstract.com is really the holy grail when it comes, for me, for finding my winning tennis picks every day. Mainly for my parlays, I'm a straight parlay bettor. I don't do many straight bets. I do parlays basically every day. I try to find the best spots, parlay them together so I get as close to even odds as possible. And I just, I win more than I lose, and that's all I really focus on. So for Tennis Abstract, I'm just going to walk you guys through my process for it and how I find winning tennis parlays. We're just going to focus in on one of the WTA matches right now that was today. It's Elena Rybakina versus Ann Lee. So we're going to search Rybakina, and then we're going to click all results so we can start filtering for her matches. We see she's 58-15. She played today against Ann Lee. I'm just going to, back test and go into why it was a good bet to bet Rybakina against Ann Lee today. And then I'm also going to talk a little bit about, what happens in the North American hardcourt swing too, because you got to be really careful this time of year with some of these players. So what I do here, on Rybakina, her odds were like minus 550. So obviously you're not going to bet this straight. You're going to put it in your parlays. And that's, like I said, that's really what I focus on. But I'll filter for hardcourts this year. She's 45-9 on hard courts. Ann Lee is ranked 31. Rybakina is ranked 2. Plain and simple, I'd go versus rank, and then I would go custom, and I'd go 31, since Ann Lee is the 31st ranked player, and I would just go all the way down, right? So she's 19-3 against players ranked 31 or higher, or lower, however we're going to put it, in the last 52 weeks on hard courts. Her only 3 losses were against Ruzic, where she retired, Avalis back in Beijing in September, and Vondrousova back at the US Open, which kind of touches on my point here that I'll go into in a minute, in last August. But anyways, 19-3, great trend in Rybakina's favor. Heading over to Ann Lee, though. So we'll go to Ann Lee because I want to look at both sides of the matchup. It's a very simple process. You don't have to do anything crazy for this strategy. But trust me, it sounds really easy, and it is really easy, but it works. As long as you're parlaying them together, and you're being very careful on the players you pick too. But anyways, so we'll do the same thing with Ann Lee, except the other way. But we're not going to do just for top 2. And so we can go hard courts. So she's 21-18 on hard courts in the last 52 weeks. Versus rank, I'll look at the top 10. Or even top 20, just to see a good sample size. She's only beaten one top 20 player in the last 52 weeks on hard. So that's, reassuring. Top 50, it gets a little bit more better for her. She's 5-7. But anyways, you can filter it even further. You can go her whole career against top 20. She's 4-12. You can go top 10. She's 1-8. Her one win was against Ann Kontaveit back in 2022. Or Nat Kontaveit back in 2022. Basically, if she wins against Rybakina today, it would be her career best victory on hard. So these are just the instances that I'm looking for when I'm trying to find these winning tennis picks. That's why I'm on Rybakina today. That's why I was on her earlier. I put her in a parlay with a couple other players. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for me because one of the other players lost, but just kind of gives you a glimpse on how I do things and finding these plays for my parlays. All right, so now what's important about the U.S. Hard court swing, the North American hard court swing. So I'm going to show you it with Rybakina's recent matches because she's probably a good example for it. Her last match before going to Montreal was Wimbledon, all the way back on June 29th. That was on grass, right? So she had 5-6 matches on grass, and then she had all these matches on clay. She really hasn't played hard courts since March. So you have the Miami tournament in March and Indian Wells. You have a couple North American tournaments in March and February, back early in the season, right? But they're in the hard court swing early in the season. There's the Australian Open, there's Doha, there's Dubai, there's Indian Wells, there's Miami. Like, they're playing just hard courts from January through the end of March. And then from basically April all the way up until August, they're on clay and grass. Unless they're playing like in some Challenger Series or some lower level tournaments. For the most part, it's just clay and grass tournaments. So you have all these players, many of the top players, who've been playing on clay and grass the last 3-4 months, heading over to the hard courts in North America where it's hot. You know, in August in the summer in North America, if you're from here, you know the entire country's hot in August. Especially even like Canada too. It's hot there too. Like, it's very hot, very difficult for these players to adjust. So you actually see a lot of upsets in the North American hard court swing, and especially the U.S. Open. The U.S. Open has the most upsets out of all these slams. You know, between the Australian Open, the French, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open, U.S. has the most upsets. And if you're looking at all the tournaments up to the U.S. Open, you know, there's Washington, there's these tournaments in Canada, there's the Cincinnati Open, there's all these tournaments out there, these big, really big, you know, Masters tournaments. They have the most upsets this time of year because you have these top players coming off of these seasons where they're on different surfaces. The weather's not in their favor. Some of these lower level players, they aren't playing all these tournaments on grass. Like, they're not going deep into Wimbledon. They're not going deep into the French Open. They're not really going deep on all these other surfaces. Allows them more time to head over to North America, play some lower level tournaments, and get these hard court experiences for them. So that's why you're going to be very, very, very careful this time of year. I actually don't bet a ton from August and September in this swing. I'll have parlays maybe 2 or 3 days a week if I really find a spot that I like. But for the most part, you got to be very patient. Whereas when it's like January, February, March, early in the season, you can make a lot of money really fast. You know, 3-4 parlays a day. You can find a really, really good spot and just keep hammering it. And that's why you just got to be really careful. So that's what I'm going to stress to you guys in this video, that the strategy that I've talked about in some of my other videos does work here. You know, you can still find the spots like this Rybakina spot against Ann Lee. But you can even have a spot where it was like Mira Andreeva here today, just an example. Mira, right? I don't even know how to spell her name. Andreeva. Andreeva, where are you? Mira, here she's Mira. All right, so she lost to Leylah Fernandez today. As ranked 5 against ranked 34, her second hard court match, in Montreal. But you see the same thing for her. She played Wimbledon back in June, and then before that, she was on clay for months. And then, back in the hard court swing, she did really well in Adelaide, and the Australian Open, and Dubai, but, they're just getting back into the hard court swing. So it's just a huge adjustment for these players. We look at the ranks here, so we'll just go lower for her. 19-9, it's decent. But like Fernandez, she does not beat a lot of top 10 players or top 5 players, right? Top 10, she's 1-7 against the top 10 this year. Her career, 10-28, she had those couple of really big runs here, but we'll go to hard courts too. And then we'll also look at the top 5 to filter it down even more. So ranks 1 to 5, 7-11. So she's okay. But, even then, she's the type of player who will get these upsets for you. And look at some of these wins. Cincinnati, she had the win. She had the 3 wins at the U.S. Open. That's where she's getting these wins. Washington, she had the win. You don't see any of these wins coming in Australia or Dubai or Indian Wells or anything. It's all during this North American hard court swing of the season. So that's why you're going to be very, very, very careful this time of year. But hopefully you guys, will learn from this and you enjoyed this type of content. I want to try to pump more tennis strategy and more tennis insights for you guys throughout the year because that is one of my main sports that I want to cover. But if you like this, head over to my channel and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or anything, or if you want to join the free Discord, there's a link in the description below. You can join the free Discord. Or if you just want to see my plays, you do have to sign up for the 7-day free trial to just see my plays every single day to get a VIP section of the server though. But thanks for sticking around, guys. Drop a like on this video, drop a comment if you have any questions, and best of luck finding winners this season, guys.